Hey crew, so I am at the school. I parked and I'm just walking around campus. It's a really nice day and this brings back so many memories. So I remember, there's a sharing moment. I remember I was trying to think though. I was about maybe I think 24. Yeah, 24 when I decided to go back to school. I had Josh at 20. I got pregnant at 19. I had him at 20. And because I didn't have any support, any family support or anything, I wasn't comfortable going to school until he was old enough to go to school and talk and be able to verbalize if anything happened. We didn't have any family living near us, so we didn't have anyone to watch him. So it was like he had to go to daycare, but I wasn't comfortable with him going anywhere until he could express himself. So I waited until he could go to school before I went back to school, because I always knew I wanted to go to college, but a lot of life things happen, and I'll touch base about that in the future. But for now, this story. So I registered for the local community college, and this is where I started. It was the first step to the new chapter in my life, because at that time I didn't have a car. I had no insurance. I was working at a Quiznos, a local sub shop, and it was an hourly job, no benefits. It was like right by where I lived. I actually lived like in the same shopping center as where my job was, so it was convenient. And I just knew that was not going to be my life, and I had to do something about it. So I registered for classes here. So I would work in the mornings. I would work from like 10 till about 3 or 4, and then Josh's bus would meet me in front of my work building. He would stay there until his dad got home, and then we would drop him off in the apartment where his dad was waiting to take care of him, and I would take the bus to school. So I would take 2 buses to school. It would take about 2 hours to get there, go to class, take a couple of hours to get home. So I was out all day, and it was a lot. It was hard. I felt like I've been in gifted programs in high school and junior high school and elementary school, but I think having that 5-year period of no formal education, no support, just doing things on my own and learning life, it shifted my perspective. It affected my self-confidence and that I could do anything, and my self-esteem. So by the time I enrolled in college, I was a completely different person, and I was just trying to navigate life, because honestly, living in a bubble, my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses, and that's how I lived. We didn't really interact with a lot of people. So living in that bubble and just being thrown out into the world, that's all I could do, was to focus on learning the ways of the world, learning that the bubble that I had lived in my whole childhood was not reality, and trying to navigate that on my own with my boyfriend. It was a lot. So by the time I went back to school, my mindset had shifted. It was just different, and it was difficult to focus in on schoolwork because there were so many other factors. There was the transportation, there was the daycare, there was his homework, and he my son, so he does have ADHD, so he had, some behavior issues sometimes. So that was an issue too. Then then just trying to keep everything together was a lot. So, but I knew I had to, because I knew that Quiznos was not my whole life and I had to make some changes. So this is where it first started. And I went here and I graduated from here. And then I went on to get my bachelor's in health administration and public policy. And this story continues. But I just wanted to share because, I don't know, for those that are currently going through a rough time in transitions are hard because you're learning new things about yourself. You're growing in character and in strength and in wisdom and perseverance. So they're not hard, they're not easy, but they are possible, and you just have to keep going. You know, keep being diligent in your pursuit for greatness. And college isn't for everyone, so I'm not going to say go to college per se, but that's the step that I need to take for me. And it's been, you know, very beneficial. I honestly, so I just think the message is to stay strong and to keep pushing for excellence in whatever way that may look like for you. And you're going to encounter trials and tribulations. That's how you know you're on the right path. So just stay the course. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's the morning message. So got another 30 minutes before he gets out of class. So I am going to zone out. I'm actually listening to this YouTube video from Myles Monroe. I forgot what it's called. The Power of, I think, Self-Confidence or something. I don't remember. Coach Sheena recommended it this morning. But it's something about the power of something. So I'm going to finish listening to it as I walk and enjoy the weather. I'll touch base with you guys later. Hope you're having a good day.